Let's talk about socialism, and specifically how socialism relates to agriculture. Socialism has a pretty sketchy history with agriculture. In the Soviet Union, they tried to collectivise farms. Those successful peasants that resisted, known as the kulaks, were essentially rounded up and got rid of. The result of this complete transition of farming to those that know nothing about it was mass starvation and famine. Following on from the Stalin regime, there was a huge movement to expand the agricultural base of the Soviet Union. This worked well for about 3 or 4 years before the soil just completely died. People started to realise that maybe farming isn't so easy after all. Basically, anywhere that followed a truly socialist regime got rid of successful farmers, drove them off their land, implemented some form of state-approved agriculture, and starved their people as a result. Now, you might argue that Labour isn't truly socialist, and I would definitely agree with you there. But the socialist roots of the Labour Party are proudly on show for all to see. However, given that we're in 2025, Labour has moved on to a sort of proto-corporate socialism model instead. They're still intent on driving farmers off their land. They're still intent on persecuting those who resist. They are absolutely determined to pass on the land to their approved corporate partners. You might say all they're doing is implementing a tax. I'm going to explain to you exactly why it is driving people off the land by stealth. Due to the rapidly increasing land price, which is in large part down to government-approved corporate entities putting solar panels, anaerobic digester plants, etc. on land. The typical farm operates at about 1% of its overall asset value in profit annually. Up until very recently, due to the agricultural property relief, it made absolute sense for farmers to wait until death to hand on their land to the next generation. Now, bearing in mind the average age of a farmer in the UK in 2024 was 59, an awful lot of people who are sadly not going to survive the next 7 years. The way in which this tax has been implemented offers no resolution for those people. If they hand on their land during their life, subsequently pass away within 7 years, tax will still have to be paid, albeit it may be on a sliding scale. A 10-year window to pay off a 20% tax averages out at 2% of the asset value every year. So twice the operating profit of the average farm will be required to pay this tax. It's not sustainable and it is driving people off land. This isn't an accidental consequence of trying to raise money. The Syntax report pointed out numerous ways in which the fundraising could be achieved while minimising the impact on family farms. It was completely ignored. The former head of the NFU was commissioned to write a report on the impact of the family farm tax, but it has been delayed until December, funnily enough, after the budget. So please, don't be fooled. Don't be thinking that this is accidental. Don't be thinking that farmers are out protesting for nothing. And whenever you see farmers being arrested in London for resisting, just think of the kulaks, because that's where it started.